Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope your day is off to a great start. Morning. All that good jazz, you know. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is absolutely, absolutely imperative that I think we step into the goddess realm. Oh, I make myself giggle. Happy Monday. I hope your day is off to an awesome start. You know the deal. Grab your water, chug a lug. Let's social it up. Trying to get in as much water as possible before I head to the gym in a little bit. Otherwise, I just feel really thirsty. And the thirstier I am, like the more sluggish I am at the gym. And the other thing that I learned is, you know, like you lose muscle strength when you're dehydrated as well. So sometimes it really messes with my ego because then I can't lift like I want to lift. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into this Monday morning. Thank you, God. Thank you to our guides, our goddesses, our angels, our fairies for all the wonderful guidance and direction you've been giving us and all the clarity in this amazing transition that we've seen in moving into this new season. We ask that you continue to guide and direct and bless our readings. We ask that anyone who hears our readings be blessed by them. And all these many, many wonderful things we ask in unconditional love. Amen. All right, so let's dive in. Looking around, I think we're going to talk to our archangels today. Oh, you guys, there's just so much inspired ideas going through my mind right now. Like, I really feel like we're in a place where some of you are actually seeing things coming into physical manifestation, and there's some of us who know that it's coming. We're working on things. So, hello. Okay, good morning. What do you have for the goddess realm today? Okay, gotcha. Stop right there. That was clear. Stop right there. Card 1. Keep them in this order. All right, let's dive in and see what we have. For our first card, now this is interesting because you guys know I do my own little meditation right before I get started. And so what's interesting is not only did we get this card yesterday, but I just got a very similar card out of another deck for myself. Archangel Chamuel, peace. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. One of the things that I really get from this card in particular is as we're letting our light shine in this world of fear and anger and disappointment and lack and what have you, that it's important that we remember that only love is real. We're protected, you know, and our families and our households are protected. So it's not anything that we need to fear, you know, by that means, or, oh my gosh, are you telling me that I have to face love because I'm going to face some turmoil? It's not saying anything like that, but just remembering that only love is real. Sometimes we're accustomed to thinking in the old manner. And now that we're in the new place, in a new mindset where we've shed the lack and we've shed the fear, sometimes when things pop up, it's instinct to go back to that old way of thinking. But really just to remember that love is the only thing that is real. Fear, hate, disappointment, frustration, all of that is based off of illusion. Love is the only thing that's real. So our next card, I love this card. Courage, Archangel Ariel. Archangel Ariel is telling us, be courageous, stand up for your beliefs. Be courageous, stand up for your beliefs. And I think this means stand up not only in public, but in private, in your private life and to yourself. One of the things that we've been talking about is, you know, making sure we understand our core beliefs, making sure we know what our soul purpose is, working according to what lines up with our hearts. And so be courageous, stand up for your beliefs. You know, sometimes there are situations that pop up and we might want to freak out about them, but we have to remember that love is real and to be courageous and stand up. I'm going to give you a prime example. Yesterday, after I got done with the reading, my husband comes out to me and says to me, hey, I joined this thing with LinkedIn last year. It was quite expensive, and I know for a fact that I canceled it. I know that for a fact that I did. And of course, they just pulled another $837.35 out of my account yesterday. When you're not expecting that, that's a bit of a whammy, you know? So what I had to remember, guys, I'll be real with you. My instinct was to freak out, and I was literally trying to freak out. Like, I was trying to be upset about it. And I was like, God, what do I do? And I kept hearing the words like, peace, be still. Just calm down, Sharita. It'll be fine. And I literally said out loud, that is not an appropriate response to this, you know? And I had to, after a few minutes, I had to remind myself, whoa, 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 whoa. We don't operate from a place of lack. We don't operate from a place of fear. We operate from a place of love and knowing and understanding that I am the light and that I create. So if I panic and freak out about this, I'm going to create a situation to be panicked and freaked out about. Go ahead and handle it in the spiritual realm and manifest it here on earth, Sharita. Stand up for your beliefs. So I had to stand up to myself for my beliefs. Here, my higher self was literally telling me, don't freak out. It's fine. Like, you're cool. Stop tripping. And when I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? You know, so stand up even not just to others, but I think this is more personal. Stand up to yourself. All right, Archangel Raphael, breathe. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy to release old patterns. Breathe. Take several deep breaths to exhale slowly and awaken your energy to release old patterns. Now, big thing I get from this, guys, obviously, is deep breathing, calm breathing, breathing through your belly, right? But really in particular, what I get from this is breath work, chakra balancing, breath work and meditation. Breath work, when I do meditation, or when I meditate and I do breath work in particular, there are no, my meditation sessions are like, I can't even begin to tell you. So one of the things that I'll say from this is making sure that we're taking time to be mindful and we're doing deep breathing. Most people really only breathe to their chest. We're shallow breathers, when really we should be breathing through our diaphragm. So taking that time to deep breathe, to do some mindful breathing, be very mindful. But in addition to that, for some of you, you might be called to be doing some breath work in your meditation. To doing some breath work. We talked about yesterday clearing the chakras with our breath work, and as we blow out, seeing the color of the chakra, what have you. And I kind of imagine like a pipe cleaner. So to make sure my chakras are open, but really focusing on breath work. And that's that one's really calling to me because that's something that I've backed off of. I definitely spend time in my sacred space. You know, I try to do it daily. Some days I do skip, no excuses, but I haven't been doing my breath work lately. So that's just a reminder. My breath work meditations, guys, they're off the chain. The other thing for those of you who are just really getting into meditation or learning to meditate, focus on your breath. I know you hear that all the time, but literally, focus on your breath. All right. Our next card, wow, Archangel Chamuel is really talking to us today. Beloved one, Archangel Chamuel says, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. This is interesting because, again, I just got this card. You know, I told you for my own personal, but in a different deck, in a different manner, but it's same thing. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. And yesterday we got Guinevere telling us that opening our heart, you know, the romantic stirrings are going to be brought to us. So I think for some of us, this is a partnership with another person. But I think for a majority of us, this is falling in love with ourselves, falling in love with our lives, falling in love with our purpose. They're helping our spiritual soulmate relationship, our spirit self, integrate with our physical self, right? So Archangel Chamuel is really talking to us today. He's telling us specifically, peace comes from remembering that only love is real. So when we stay heart-centered and we stay heart-focused, right, then we also begin to develop that spiritual soulmate relationship with not only ourselves, but perhaps someone in the world. And like we were saying the other day, how can we ask for a soulmate or say this person's my soulmate when we really, truly don't even know our own souls, right? So now that we're integrating that divine masculine, that divine feminine to become the divine sun child, right? The light, letting our light shine. We remember that that peace comes from remembering that only love is real. That when we feel turmoil within ourselves and within the world, Only love is real. When you feel yourself getting a little out of balance, go back to your heart. Only love is real. And while you're doing that, Archangel Chamuel is also showing you that he's helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Again, perhaps with another person, with persons. I think that's a conversation for another day, like soulmates versus twin flames. But it's, many people believe that it is possible to have multiple soulmates. You may only have one twin flame, but to have multiple soulmates. And soulmates don't always mean, a romantic relationship, nor do twin flames. I think soulmates tend to more so be romantic than twin flames. But anyway, another story, another conversation, just some personal thoughts. But just remembering that only love is real. When we need to stay heart focused, stay heart centered, no matter what we're seeing around us. One of the things that really stands out to me is we got several cards last week that were talking to us about last week, and I think the week before as well. Not to pay attention to, not so much to not pay attention, but to not be fooled by the things that we see around us, right? That things are happening under the surface. Things are happening behind the scenes. That God, our angels, our guides are working with us to bring the things that we've asked for, that we want to us. So really, I think the thing that we're really being reminded here, in particular, when I look at these cards, is that we are to continue to move forward, to let our light shine, and as we focus on our breath and we focus on becoming more heart-centered, that our light gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, and it gets easier to maintain. Sometimes my husband and I were talking about this last night. We were actually setting some intentions for us as a couple together. And one of the things that he was saying was, he was like, I want to make sure that I'm meditating daily to reconnect. And so when we were setting our intentions, I was like, well, maybe we need to be a little bit more specific. The goal really isn't to reconnect as much as the goal is to remain connected, to remain connected to the divine source at all times. And so I say that to say sometimes our connection gets a little weak, right? Sometimes we are going about life, we get busy, or something happens and we check our bank account and $837.35 came out. Just teasing, not really. But we, things happen and we get bombarded and we're like, ah! And really to remember that it's not that we have to go back and reconnect, that as we stay heart-focused and heart-centered, we don't have to fret the things that are going on around us. Understand that things are working in the background, that the universe knows that came out of my account and that I have bills that need to cut that are due tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So that things will work around. But when we stay heart-centered and we stay heart-focused, then we stay connected at all times, and we don't have to worry about, oh, I got to go back and reestablish that connection. Oh, I got to go back and reestablish that connection. Oh, I'm off-centered. I'm wonky. I'm feeling out of balance. We begin to stay connected at all times, and that energy begins to flow through us, not just in that meditation period and those few minutes after, but throughout the day, even during that freak out moment. Again, like I said, I was trying. My instinct was to go, oh my God. But literally my mind, my body, my spirit kept telling me, Sharita, chill. And I literally said out loud, that is not an appropriate response. And then when I said that out loud, I was like, are you telling God what is appropriate and what is not? But what I say all that to say is what it served to me was awesome in the sense that in a moment of what would typically be sheer panic, that I didn't have to go back later on, calm myself down, and then go, okay, I need to meditate to get back on sync. That I could hear the divine. I could hear God talking to me. Even though I was trying to freak out in the physical, he was saying, girl, you need to chill. It's all good. Just chill. Just relax. Peace, be still. Right? So when we can hear our inner wisdom, when we can hear the divine, when we can hear our higher selves, we can hear God, however you want to label it, when we can hear that in the midst of the storm, then you know that you're being connected at all times. So really, I think the big thing here is we need to continue to move forward, to be courageous. Archangel Ariel, I mean, when you look at her, let's come back here real quick. Oh my gosh, I just noticed something. Look at this card. In particular, Archangel, and she looks fierce. She's feminine, but she is fierce as hell. But look at that lion. There's 2 lions behind her. Now we just got, I think twice this last week, we got Sekhmet. And Sekhmet was be strong. And what did she have? She had lions on each side of her. You're a lion tamer. You control the wild beasts. You're in control. Be courageous. You're stronger. You're stronger than you realize. So be contagious. Be contagious in your love. Be courageous. Make sure that you're connecting with your breath work, that you're doing mindful breathing, you know, and I don't just mean during meditation, I mean throughout the day, right? When we take the time to just down to our diaphragm. And a lot of times what I do is I just imagine like I'm taking in the love, I'm taking in God. As I'm breathing in, I'm allowing that divine light to pour within me, to permeate throughout my body, and to slowly, it specifically says, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. So this isn't just about awakening new energy, or your energy, really, dormant energy, but this is also about releasing old patterns. One of the things that I'm reminded is we got that fairy card about debt and how debt has been lifted, or our debt's been paid off. But the debt, it specifically said the debt and the habits, the old habits, right, of debt. So there are old mindsets. Like I said, my old way of thinking, that was a habit, right? So now we're releasing those old patterns. We've healed the divine masculine. We've healed the divine feminine. We've integrated them. We've become the divine sun child. And now we're releasing those old patterns so that we can let our light shine, right? We're staying heart-centered. We're staying heart-focused. And we're remembering that Archangel Chamuel is here helping us to remember that the only thing that's real is love. And that he's helping us with our spiritual soulmate relationship. So for those of you who've been looking for deeper connections, whether they be with yourself, within your relationships around you, looking for your soulmate within the world, just understand Archangel Chamuel is here with you. And as we become more heart-centered and we focus more on our hearts being open, then we attract more of that heart-centered openness to us, right? We attract more of our heart's desires. The biggest thing, guys, is I think as we have stepped into the divine sun child, a lot of us are going to start to realize that maybe you might have been holding your heart chakras closed a little bit. And one thing I realized about me in the past was it wasn't just that my heart chakra was closed, it was that I was actively holding it closed. And it took me a while to figure out why. And then to come in and to open and to release that. And a lot of it was out of fear, right? So take some time to be very heart-centered and to be mindful and to think about these things. And wait a minute, as I'm clearing my chakras, my heart is just, man, I'm having a hard time with that one. And really, guys, what I want you to understand is that your heart chakra is kind of like a filter for the other chakras to really activate. So when we start down at root and we work our way up, sometimes, yeah, we can clear these a little bit. We can clear the third eye. We see the light. And yeah, I think I'm clearing my crown. But when you really get your heart chakra open, this is the cool part. Remember how we talked about the energy flowing downward, the divine energy flowing down to earth? So when that heart chakra opens, that's when you really start to see manifestation, because your heart's true desires, your soul purpose, your life purpose is going up into the divine, to heaven, into the spirituality, and then you're bringing that divine energy down into the earth, manifesting it into the earth. This is one of the reasons why we've been called so much to get outside and to get in nature, because energy moves in all directions. It's not always us just raising the energy, but that heart acts as like a filter. So when you can open that up, oh my God, it just flows. All right, guys, I think that is basically what we have for today. Really just staying heart focused. Staying heart focused. Be courageous. Let your light shine. This is Monday morning. Speak your truth, right? Your reality. And be courageous. Stand up to yourself. Let's social it up one more time. Oh, that water tastes good. I don't even know what we have in here. We have aquamarine. That's why it tastes so good. Actually, I think that one was green aventurine. Anywho, I love you lots. Which is amazing. Wow. the reason I have this green aventurine in here specifically, I had the green stone for the heart chakra. Go figure, right? All right, y'all. I love you lots. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Happy Monday. Have an amazing day. And I will see you back here tomorrow. You know the deal. Love you lots. Have a great one. Bye.